John Launius, Vice President of Economic Development here at One Southern Indiana Chamber of Commerce and Economic Development. Very excited to be here with you today to bring you the Metro Manufacturing Alliance's general meeting in a new and improved format. We're going to highlight some of the connectivity to economic development, celebrate some of the activities and impact that we've had in recent months, as well as look forward into new opportunities that you and your team can participate in through your membership in the MMA. In addition, last week we had an opportunity to sit down with some of our partners in the Manufacturing Extension Partnership based out of Purdue and the University of Louisville. Excited to bring this news to you today. But first, I do want to honor our Metro Manufacturing Alliance sponsors, and those include our founding sponsor, Harding Szymanski, who really created the MMA before One Southern Indiana took over the reins in recent years. Our presenting sponsor, Cutter Construction, our platinum sponsor, Mariner Wealth Advisors, and our gold sponsor, PNC. Metro Manufacturing Alliance has long been embedded within our economic development team. You might ask why, but it makes a lot of sense when you realize that your contribution to the MMA, as well as your ongoing participation, create a welcoming environment for new investments that are coming into our market, as well as give us close proximity and opportunities to engage to remove barriers and help your business grow and expand. So quickly, I do want to give a highlight of some of the recent activities within our economic development team and in combination with your support. Currently in our pipeline, we have 53 projects representing nearly $20 billion worth of potential investment for our region. $20 billion worth of potential investment. Obviously, we won't garner all of that, but it's a great sign that our region is being highlighted as an opportunity for businesses to grow and succeed. In the past 6 months, since we have been able to locate a number of exciting announcements, so I want to highlight a few of those right now, particularly the manufacturing announcement. In Scottsburg, Indiana, Conco is locating. They are a full-service supplier of ammunition containers and container-related services. They'll bring 175 jobs paying an average wage of $28 with an added annual recurring payroll of over $10 million to that local community, in addition to $55 million worth of capital investments. Another exciting announcement that we celebrated was Eisen is the parent company of ATTC Manufacturing. They located in Jeffersonville out at River Ridge, bringing 144 new jobs at over $29 an hour and over $23 million worth of capital investment. In addition, we also have CRS SPV. They're a chemical engineering firm specializing in green and sustainable solutions for reprocessing industrial fluids. They're locating in Jeffersonville. They'll bring 19 new jobs to the area, paying an average wage of $57 an hour with just shy of $8 million worth of capital investment. Sazerac continues to grow and find success in southern Indiana with another expansion in New Albany. This represents an additional 50 jobs with an annual recurring payroll of over $2.5 million and a capital investment of $78 million. So you can tell that the economic development team continues to find success and momentum, but that's truly in partnership with all of our existing employers, particularly our manufacturers. Right now we're seeing an increase in land requests, increase in production facilities. We don't see that slowing down in the near future, so we look forward to bringing you more exciting announcements from the economic development team. Next up, we want to take an opportunity to celebrate some of the activities and impact that the Metro Manufacturing Alliance has had in recent months. In May, we had our annual manufacturing summit at the KFC Yum Center presented by Harding and Szymanski. We had an opportunity to feature an amazing keynote speaker, Marvelous Mark Camp. That opportunity was brought to us in partnership with PNC Bank. We had over 25 unique manufacturers in attendance and dozens of other partners and industry support resources available to our manufacturers. In late September, we hosted Manufacturing Week in conjunction with the Manufacturing Institute's National Manufacturing Month. Over a 2-day period, we hosted over 750 students, providing opportunities for them to engage with local employers. We appreciate Harding Szymanski and PNC's support. We're now going to break for a quick video to highlight the fun and activities over that 2 days. also excited to bring new programming to our Metro Manufacturing Alliance members through the Manufacturing Business Academy, Sharpen Your Business Acumen, which we developed in partnership with Louis Rudy as the facilitator. These programmings provide value-based opportunities for your employees to engage and learn how your organization makes money. But it also provides opportunities to better understand our network programming, including our roundtables, the summit, and Manufacturing Week, and how your company can better leverage that.
I want to share with you one of the great new programs that the MMA is offering its members. In case you haven't heard, the Manufacturing Business Academy and their class, Sharpen Your Business Acumen, is really meant for all manufacturers and their teams. And why is it important? You've got many members of your organization that could use a little sharpening of their business acumen. In this monthly 4-hour course, we get to review the financial side of the business and how it ties to all the other aspects of the business. So the individuals in your company really can see how all of the pieces of your business are connected. I hope you can find the time to send some of your folks to one of those monthly classes. There's one going on in October, another one in November, and we'll start up a fresh series in January throughout 2024. Hope to see you.
One of the benefits of being a member of the Metro Manufacturing Alliance is your close proximity and access to a range of services and benefits. Whether that's through the MMA, One Southern Indiana, or a network of close industry partners throughout the region. We recently had an opportunity to sit down with Scott Broughton from the University of Louisville and Art Thomas from Purdue.
Hello, my name's Art Thomas. I'm from the Purdue MEP in Indiana.
Hi, glad to be here. I'm Scott Broughton, Executive Director for the University of Louisville's Kentucky Manufacturing Extension Partnership. We're here today to really help you better understand how manufacturers are gaining support to help them grow and prosper.
Well, we just, one of the things that we're excited about is all the different things that are going on, and I don't know how much people know about the MEP network, but they have, over the years, had a lot of impact. And I know for our centers, we've had right around $6.4 billion between just our two states in the last 5 years. So
Yeah, and that's interesting because the fact of the matter is the MEP program is actually a national network. There's 51 centers across America. Every state has one, plus one in Puerto Rico. We get funding through NIST, National Institute of Standards and Technologies, and well, our purpose is real simple: grow the economy through the manufacturing sector. We've been around since around 1989, I believe, and that has generated about, adding up the numbers, about $20 billion over the last, I'm not sure how long it will last, but we'll just say over the last 20 years or so. That's working with over 117,000 employees through small and mid-sized manufacturers across the state. What many of the MEPs work with, they're very, very similar in nature, where they all work with manufacturers in various different arrays. Leadership programming is one of the great areas that both the Indiana MEP as well as the Kentucky MEP works with.
yeah, and it's one of the largest sectors as far as what we do with manufacturers, is working with their frontline leaders and their management, and sometimes even with their executives as well. So it is something that both of us have done for a long time, and we have high quality people that are in those areas. So.
I mean, the fact is that leadership, workforce, and culture, those are the biggest issues that we have across the nation right now. So from an MEP standpoint, we want to make sure that our companies, the ones that are really living and breathing with our economy, have good people, training, mentorship, coaching, all those different things that are necessary for them to be successful. Most of these programs start off with an assessment. That assessment helps put together some type of a learning track where we work individually with those individuals to make sure that they're getting what they need, because everybody's a little different. Because they're a little different, there's different training modules that are brought to them. And it really doesn't matter where they're at. the MEP program is required to make sure that they're going to meet them where they're at and make sure they grow in some meaningful way.
And I think one of the keys for MEP is we go to where they are. So we're not looking to, although we have workshops, we will go to the location where they're at, which makes it, really good for the companies. And we're really focused, while we may have some synchronous learning and asynchronous, we're focused on in person for the most part, and coming to your location and meeting with your people there.
I don't know about Indiana, but Kentucky has 120 counties, and we're required, we do touch each and every one of those 120 counties. And the fact is again, doesn't matter where they're at. We're required to touch all those, in our case, 120 counties, but more importantly, making sure that regardless of the size, small, mid-sized manufacturers, as well as mom and dad working out of the garage, if they're manufacturing something, we want to make sure that they're getting those tools necessary for them to be successful. So, when we think about looking at companies and making sure that they maintain their existing book of business, we have operational and efficiency type of programs that really help allow us to focus on making sure they keep the money they have. Quality systems, Six Sigma programs, 5S, value stream mapping, all those different things that make a company turn, make a company react, and make sure that they are profitable, making sure their margins are lower, and that's really a big basis of what we're trying to do.
Yeah, I think it's critical, because that's almost every time we go into a company, it's one of the things that they certainly want to deal with, is making sure that they're making money, and again, that's what they're in business for. So
Little things like that.
yeah. So we're there to help them do that. I mean, that's one of our key things. If we get measured, I guess that's important to say, if we get measured on the success they have, so their success is our success, and that's a key point for all the MEPs, is that's how we get measured.
Absolutely. So those companies that, well, they don't have enough customers, they don't have enough products, they don't have enough services. Then we get into the innovation growth and more technology type of activities. And what that amounts to is, well, that's anything that really involves a company reaching out of that company to identify and vet and bring to their business an opportunity to allow them to grow in some way. It's new money. I mean, that's really what it's about. It's anything that has you reaching out of your organization, identifying that dollar bill and bringing it back. That falls into a whole array of activities that all the MEPs actually interact with. That starts off with market researchers, export tech program, helping with companies from the standpoint of understanding how to embrace taking and receiving product from outside of the country. Ideation sessions. A lot of times people don't understand where to go, how to get there. We are skilled at allowing and working with companies to pull them through the process, to allow them to sustain it for future use. So business development, program management, cybersecurity, all those different things about going out and reaching in and bringing some of that business back to you.
Yeah, and I mean, we use technology to even do that many times. So we're not, one of the things that we can bring to a company is, especially small, medium manufacturers, they may not have access to some of the databases and the things that we do, just because, that we are sponsored by NIST. So NIST brings some of that databases to help us help them be able to, they don't have to spend the money for those databases. We can help them out with a lot of that as well. So
another unique thing about this region, so the Indiana MEP is through Purdue University, and of course the Kentucky Manufacturing Extension Partnership is through University of Louisville. We're both R1 research institutions. That's kind of special and unique. An R1 research institution, that means that they actually have programs and processes within the universities to promote research. That's professors and students and programs and projects, grants to help them take them to a different spot, and that's quite unique. And how manufacturers can leverage that is, well, how are you going to grow unless you know what you're trying to do? Those programs, they bring education to you. They embrace the idea of change just because the world is changing and technology is changing, and that's all part of it as well.
one of the keys to accessing that is getting with the Purdue MEP or getting with the Kentucky MEP, because, I mean, we have the ability to also get resources specifically to help them access the university. In the case of Indiana, it's called TAP, but that gives each company in the state so many hours per year to access the academic side free of charge. So it's one of those things that can get them some knowledge, get them interested, find out what actually can happen without them having to lay out money before they can figure that out. So.
And that's one of many, many programs.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of opportunity. If you have someone who truly woke up one day and said, you know, I need to get more involved, reach out to the MEPs and allow us to help you figure out what's the right way for you to get more involved. There's MBDA grants, Minority Business Development Agency grants, to help bring funding from an advanced and additive manufacturing technologies, 3D printing. There's ways and different opportunities to get more involved. And again, your local MEP, in this case, both the Indiana as well as the Kentucky, is your doors to access those kind of things.
And both organizations have, part of our job is to stay on the front end and find these things that are going on. Sometimes we are on the front end, we're part of it. Sometimes we're out there searching and we find those things that can help those companies. And you know, when we talk about manufacturing, it's not just you know, forming metal or injection molding or whatever. We also do food and beverage. So when you think about the food and beverage type of applications, you know, some people don't even realize that they're part of manufacturing. A farmer that's bringing in his crops and maybe he's, you know, doing something before he ships it off, he packs it or whatever. A lot of that can be considered manufacturing. So we help a lot of food and beverage, farms, meat packing, that whole area is covered with the MEP as well. So we have a lot of services we can bring to them. Food safety, of course, is a big one, but we have those people that are professionals in that area. So.
Absolutely, yeah. And we're blessed to have a great agricultural center in our region, and of course, because it's so important to the region, we need to make sure, and we do have resources to allow for some of those different things. Another area is, well, maintenance. It's one of those kind of things where it's that insurance policy that nobody really wants to talk about, but the fact of the matter is when you are running some type of a facility and you have multi-millions of dollars of equipment running, you need to make sure it keeps running, because every second it's down, it's costing you money. So industrial maintenance is a huge insurance policy that most people just don't take in consideration. It's almost like when it breaks, we'll fix it, but it's too late. You know, if you're down, it might take you 6 months to get a part in, or even if it's a day, that's a day you're not making money, and that's a massive issue when it comes to the industrial maintenance aspect. And we both have programs that bring resource to really help you forecast the future. What's going to go down, and what can you do now to make sure that when it does go down, it's going to minimize the repercussions it's going to cause you as an organization.
Yeah, predictive maintenance has become a bigger deal since COVID because of how long it could take to get parts. So you don't want to be that company that their main machine goes down and they didn't see it coming, because you're going to be down a while in many cases. So predictive maintenance and industrial maintenance has become even bigger than what it was before.
There's a company we were at about a month ago. So we have thermal imaging. So we were in this facility, it's a large automotive manufacturer, and they thought everything was going well. And we took it's a thermal imaging gun, and they basically had these modules up on the roof that were 50 foot up in the air, and you just point them to those units, and we were able to tell them that one's going to go in about 3 months, that one you got about 6 months, and that one over there you already gone. You just don't know yet. I mean, there's technology out there that needs to be embraced, and again, it's on the forefront of maintenance, because that's really what it's about.
Yeah. And then along with that, you know, when you're looking at sustainability and energy, you know, in Indiana, there's a big discussion right now with one of our power supply companies that they're raising rates. And so manufacturers, there is a lot of money that they're letting on the table just from their energy usage and the way they manage their energy usage. Understanding what's left on that shouldn't be left on, and how do we get it turned off, and make sure what's the programs to. So when you're looking at energy and sustainment, many times those programs may be looked at as negative, but almost in every case, when implemented correctly, we can bring additional value and savings to that manufacturer. And these are things that many times will fly under the radar because it's just, oh yeah, we pay the light bill, or we pay this, or we pay that. But all those waste streams and that energy, there are always possibilities. Sometimes we've helped companies find value for their waste streams where we were able to, they're getting rid of this anyway, they're paying to get rid of it, and now we found somebody that will buy that. And so when you think about sustainability and energy, there's so many different aspects of that it's exciting to be able to go into a company and know that we're helping them save money as well as, in general, bringing down the amount of energy we're consuming. So
There's also IAC grant that both the Indiana as well as Kentucky MEP has. So what that grant, really what that amounts to is that it's a grant that brings a team into a facility and it evaluates other waste streams. And it'll tell you basically what you need to do to eliminate them. I mean, to be very blunt, to eliminate them. And it's a grant that actually covers that assessment as well as that write-up for no cost. And it almost always has some type of a follow-up afterwards on, well, hey, let's replace your lights, let's do this, let's do that. And actually there's additional funding to help with some of those different costs as well. There's a client that was just down the street, maybe 30 minutes, and this was done about a year ago. Well, there's an IAC energy audit that happened, and basically what happened, so when you have water coming into your facility, you automatically receive a bill for the sewage leaving. This is a company that used water in their packing bill. So because of that, they were receiving a sewage bill each month that they really didn't need. That energy audit found that, and it saved them, I think, about $30,000 a month. A month. Just because that energy audit was able to do that. And again, they were able to give them the ammo necessary to make those changes from that standpoint.
yeah, no, there's a lot of savings go into finding those. I'm glad you brought up the IAC because that's a great value for small, medium-sized companies, for free to have professionals come in and then also be able to get funding to help them fix it. That's a really great thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So, a big area that most companies really truly need to embrace is how to grow themselves, right? I mean, the idea of understanding that where you're at right now, at some point, those clients may move to another location. They may find another resource. You need to always be reinventing yourself and transitioning to what's going to be going around next year. And that's an area that both the Indiana as well as the Kentucky MEP is extremely strong in. We help you identify, again, where those opportunities are, how to truly vet those opportunities and make sure that you should even be goofing around with them. Because sometimes the answer is no.
Yeah.
It's not in our strategies. It doesn't make sense for us to do. We can't make money at it. It's not where the trends are going. Again, there's lots of reasons for the answer to no, but the fact of the matter is everybody needs to be looking into advanced manufacturing, additive manufacturing, 3D printing. But even before that, just the idea of the culture of innovation within an organization. And again, a lot of the programs we're talking about, it's really about implementing systems to help culture change to a better place in the future.
One of the keys to that is that when you involve the MEP, is we don't sell anything when it comes to products. So you're really bringing in a third party that has they're not going to sell you anything. They're really there to give you information and to really help you make good decisions.
And the way we get graded about your success. So it's not exactly about just talking about all the different programs that we're trying to do, but it's really, there has to be some type of a return on investment for yourself in general.
Yeah, and just, and then the other thing that we have is we're involved with a lot of different groups that we can bring assistance from. So each of our groups, we're plugged in with a lot of people that you may or may not be able to know, maybe that you don't even know they exist. And we're out there involved in those organizations and able to bring that same assistance to the organization as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. So I know Art mentioned about some of the impacts that we as an organization, both in the region, have had, and quite substantial. And again, that's the way that we maintain our funding. We're not for profit. That's the way we maintain, making sure that we can continue to bring those great programs to yourself, the companies and the teams that we're working with. Every federal dollar coming to either one of our organizations, there has to be a return on investment, not just from an employee standpoint, but also from that federal dollar. And it's important to make sure that we're a good steward of tax dollars, because that's really what's paying for this.
And he mentioned a key point there that companies need to realize. The MEP is a not-for-profit.
Yeah.
So when you bring us in, we're not looking to say, we're there to really save you money. We don't have, people that are on the outside that are trying to collect, and, so when you think about consulting groups or whatever you may be using, we're really there for the company, and that's how we get measured, so.
That's the only thing that really matters. At the end of the day, the only thing that really truly matters is that every second of every ounce of energy that we're bringing into an organization, there has to be return on investment, and that's the only thing that really matters. And we're both blessed to have those strong teams to truly understand that and get that. When we walk through the door, we are very focused on our mission, and our mission is to save you money, is to grow your business in some meaningful way.
Yeah, so I think as the MEP is a strong network, and for Kentucky and Indiana, we work really close together.
Absolutely.
So you can get a hold of whichever one, and we'll make sure that you get the right help.
Yeah, doesn't matter who you're contacting, because the fact of the matter is that we are strong partners. You can reach out directly through First Southern Indiana. You can reach out to Art. You can reach out to myself. And we'll make sure you get pointed in the right direction. And more importantly, we'll stick with you to make sure it's getting done. Because again, just pointing and connecting the dots, that doesn't help us any. I mean, those impacts are what's important.
A lot of great information shared. We're so appreciative to our partners, Art Thomas with Purdue and Scott Broughton with the University of Louisville and the Manufacturing Extension Partnership. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me or Scott or Art directly. They're always glad to be a resource. Next up, we want to promote some upcoming activities, but primarily our roundtables. These roundtables give our members unique opportunities to meet with their peers on industry topics, including CEO Roundtable number 1, facilitated by Rip Tilden, the 4th Tuesday of every month. We've got CEO Roundtable number 2, facilitated by Louis Rudy, which meets the 1st Tuesday of every month. We've got our Human Resources Roundtable, facilitated by Tiffany Cardwell, which is the 3rd Thursday of every month. We've also got our Sales Roundtable, facilitated by Amy Rudy, which is hosted the 3rd Tuesday of every month. And our Women in Metro Manufacturing Alliance Women in Manufacturing group, hosted by PNC. They are currently planning their December date, so look out for more details there. In addition, in 2024, we'll add a Procurement Roundtable, our Plant Managers Roundtable, and a CFO Roundtable. So we hope that you and your team will get involved. In addition to these roundtables, we're already beginning planning for 2024's Manufacturing Week and Manufacturing Summit, in addition to a lot of other great events. We hope that you'll stay engaged in the new year. We are also excited to bring our newest member of the MMA, Rachel Armstrong, as our MMA liaison and business navigator. You'll get to know Rachel over the coming months. I encourage you to reach out to Rachel to learn how you and your company can get more engaged and really leverage your MMA membership. And with that, we'll conclude our first broadcast of our MMA General Meeting. We appreciate you tuning in and hope you found some of these resources and information beneficial. We look forward to seeing you next time.